You finally get the thing you wanted. A new phone, a small win, a quiet evening, a compliment. And for a few seconds, it feels good. Then your brain does something strange. It moves the finish line. The new thing feels normal. The compliment fades. The free time feels empty. This is not because you are ungrateful. It may be because your brain has been trained to keep searching for the next reward. In this video, you'll learn 7 reasons this happens and a few small habits that can help your brain notice happiness again. But reason number 3 is the one most people mistake for real life. The first reason is simple. Your brain is built to search, not to stay satisfied. Think about it. You reach a goal, you buy the thing, you finish the task, you get the message you were waiting for. For a short moment, your brain says, "Good." Then, almost immediately, it asks, "What's next?" This is not because you are greedy. And it does not mean something is wrong with you. It means your brain is doing what it learned to do. Look for the next reward, the next problem, the next thing that might matter. Dopamine is often called the happiness chemical, but that is too simple. A better way to think about dopamine is this. It helps your brain move towards something. It says, check this, open that, try again. Maybe the next thing will feel better. That is why scrolling can feel hard to stop. That is why one video becomes 10. That is why one small win can quickly turn into a new pressure. Your brain can make you want more without helping you enjoy what you already have. And this is where happiness starts to slip away. Not because life has nothing good in it, but because your attention keeps running ahead of the moment you are already living. But here is the next strange part. Even when you finally get something good, your brain has another habit. It quickly turns good things into normal things. The second reason is that good things become normal faster than we expect. At first, the new phone feels exciting. The new room feels peaceful. The free evening feels like a gift. The compliment makes your whole day feel lighter. But after a little while, something changes. The phone becomes just your phone. The room becomes just your room. The free evening becomes just another evening. And the compliment slowly disappears from your mind. Psychologists call this hedonic adaptation. It means your brain often gets used to positive changes faster than you expect. A large meta-analysis on subjective well-being found that major life events can affect happiness, but people also adapt to many changes over time. Not every event is the same, and not every person adapts the same way, but the pattern is clear. The brain has a strong ability to turn new into normal. This is useful for survival. If your brain stayed excited about every good thing forever, it would waste energy. So it updates. It says, okay, this is normal now. What else needs attention? But emotionally, this can feel painful, because the thing you once hoped for can become the thing you barely notice. So try this right now. Pause for 1 second and name one thing in your life that used to be a wish. Maybe it is your phone, your room, your job, your health, a person who still answers your messages, or simply a quiet moment you once wanted. Don't force yourself to feel grateful. Just notice it, because noticing is the first step to teaching your brain that good things are still here. And this leads to the third reason. Your brain does not just get used to good things. It also zooms in on the one thing still missing. The third reason your brain won't let you feel happy is one of the easiest to miss. Your brain zooms in on the one thing still missing. You may have 10 things that are going okay, but if one thing feels unfinished, your mind can make that one thing feel like the whole story. Maybe you have a decent day, but one person does not reply. Maybe your life is more stable than before, but you still do not feel successful enough. Maybe you have food, shelter, and people around you, but your brain keeps pointing at the one thing you do not have yet. Psychologists call this the focusing illusion. It means your mind can place too much weight on one visible part of life and forget the bigger picture. And this connects directly to the beginning of this video. Your brain moves the finish line by saying, you cannot feel okay yet, not until you fix this one missing piece, not until you earn more, look better, get approval, find the perfect routine, become the perfect version of yourself. But the painful part is this. When that missing piece is finally solved, your brain may quickly find another one. So happiness keeps getting delayed. Not because there is nothing good in your life, but because your attention is trapped on what still feels incomplete, and there is a reason your brain does this. It is much faster at noticing threats, problems, and possible losses than it is at resting inside good moments. The fourth reason your brain won't let you feel happy is this. Your brain notices threats faster than good moments. This is called negativity bias. It means your brain often gives more weight to what feels wrong than what feels right. You can receive 10 kind comments, but one cold sentence can stay in your head all night. You can have a mostly good day, but one awkward moment can replay again and again. You can be safe right now, but your mind still scans for what might go wrong next. This is not because your brain hates you. It is because, for most of human history, noticing danger quickly helped people survive. Missing a beautiful sunset was not deadly, but missing a threat could be. So your brain learned to take problems seriously. The problem is, in modern life, this same system can turn small worries into mental noise. A delayed text, a strange look, a tiny mistake, a possible failure. Your brain treats them like they matter more than the quiet good things around you. If you have experienced one of the first four reasons, leave the number of the reason that feels most familiar to you in the comments. And the next reason is even more personal. Sometimes happiness is not missing. Your mind is just somewhere else. The fifth reason is that your mind often leaves the exact moment where happiness happens. You can be sitting with a warm drink in your hand, but your mind is already worrying about tomorrow. You can be walking outside, but your brain is replaying something awkward you said yesterday. You can finally have a quiet evening, but instead of resting, your mind starts asking, am I doing enough? Am I falling behind? What if something goes wrong? In a well-known Harvard study, researchers Matthew Killingsworth and Daniel Gilbert found that people spent about 46.9% of their waking hours thinking about something other than what they were doing. They also found that this mind-wandering was usually linked with lower happiness. This does not mean every wandering thought is bad. Sometimes your mind wanders to solve problems, imagine, or create. But when your attention keeps leaving the present and running into regret, fear, or comparison, it becomes harder to feel the good thing that is already here. Because happiness usually needs attention. A meal tastes better when you are actually tasting it. A conversation feels warmer when you are actually listening. A quiet moment feels safer when your mind is not fighting the next imaginary fire. But many people try to fix this in the wrong way. They tell themselves, just be positive. And that leads to reason number 6. The sixth reason is this. Forcing positivity can backfire. This is where many people get happiness wrong. They feel sad, tired, jealous, disappointed, or empty. Then they immediately tell themselves, stop feeling this. Be grateful. Think positive. Other people have it worse. But your brain does not calm down just because you pressure yourself to be happy. In fact, forcing a positive feeling can sometimes make the negative feeling louder. Because now you have two problems. The original feeling and the guilt for having that feeling. So instead of feeling unhappy, you start feeling unhappy about being unhappy. That is exhausting. A better first step is not fake positivity. It is honest noticing. You can say, I feel disappointed right now. I feel restless. I feel behind. I feel empty today. Not to stay there forever, but to stop fighting your own mind. Some research on affect labeling suggests that putting emotions into words may help reduce emotional reactivity. One way to think about it is this. When you force yourself to just be positive, your brain may still sense that something feels unsafe or unresolved. The amygdala, the part of the brain involved in detecting emotional threat, does not always quiet down just because you tell it to. But when you name the feeling honestly, I feel disappointed, I feel anxious, I feel left behind, you give your brain a clearer signal. You are no longer fighting the emotion. You are noticing it. And that small act of naming can give the calmer, more reflective parts of your brain a little more room to respond. You do not need to force a smile. Sometimes the first step is simply to stop arguing with what you feel. Try this for a moment. In the comments, write just one word for the feeling your brain tries to hide the most. No explanation needed. Just one word. Tired, anxious, lonely, behind, empty, restless. Because the goal is not to force happiness. The goal is to gently train your brain to notice real signals of safety, progress, connection, and calm. And this leads to the seventh reason. Your brain repeats what you practice. This is why happiness can start to feel harder over time. Not because your brain is broken, but because your brain learns from repeated attention. If you practice chasing the next reward, your brain gets better at wanting more. If you practice noticing what is missing, your brain gets better at finding gaps. If you practice replaying mistakes, your brain gets better at scanning for what went wrong. If every quiet moment becomes a moment to scroll, worry, compare, or plan the next thing, your brain slowly learns. This is what we do when life gets quiet. And after a while, calm can feel uncomfortable. Stillness can feel boring. Good moments can feel too small to matter. This is not a personal failure. It is a pattern your brain has practiced. And the brain usually returns to what it has practiced most. That is why happiness is not just about getting better things. It is also about training your attention to stay with the good things long enough for your brain to notice them. But here is the hopeful part. If your brain can learn to chase, worry, and compare, it can also learn to pause, notice, and enjoy. And that starts with a few very small habits. So here are 3 small habits to help your brain notice happiness again. First, ask, was this once something I wanted? Your phone, your room, your health. A quiet evening. Do not force gratitude, just notice it. Second, use the 10-second saver. When something small feels good, stay with it for 10 seconds. Warm coffee, sunlight, a calm breath, a kind message. Let your brain register it. Third, name the feeling before fixing it. Say, I feel tired, I feel behind, I feel restless. These habits are not magic. They are small signals. And when repeated, small signals teach your brain what to notice. You are not forcing happiness. You are helping your brain see what it has been skipping. So if happiness has felt harder lately, remember this. Your brain is not broken. It may simply be trained to search for more, notice what is missing, replay problems, and skip the small good moments already here. But the same brain can learn a new pattern. Start with one small habit today. Notice one thing that used to be a wish. Stay with one good moment for 10 seconds. Or name one feeling before trying to fix it. You do not need to force happiness. You just need to help your brain notice life again. One calm breath, one honest feeling, one small moment at a time. If this helped you understand your mind a little better, subscribe to Simple Brain Habits. And keep building a better mind, one simple habit at a time.